Rolls-Royce armoured cars, but probably not the ones that you're thinking about. A typical view of wartime London. The Home Guard operated a sandbagged rifle post outside an important building. On the wall behind them is pinned a sign stating this is not a public shelter. The nearest is Stangate, opposite St Thomas's Hospital. I have probably said that wrong, but anyhow. To the left, a poster promotes child health. The men pointing their rifles at the camera, no slip of the trigger finger, are from the London County Council LCC Battalion Home Guard. The building they are guarding is in fact their place of work. County Hall, pictured whilst on patrol on the 23rd of August 1940, this vehicle was the first of a number of armoured cars that were built for the battalion. The vehicle was amongst certainly one of the fleet of vehicles used for official duties. The caption suggests that this armoured car was based on a Rolls-Royce, which is correct if you look at the centre of the wheel. Again, with these armoured cars, it's always go off what the wheel shows. And then you can match that to any vehicle, whether that be a truck, a car. That's what it's all about. And indeed, it is running on wheels that are characteristic of the Rolls-Royce marque. A badge, shaped like a pair of wings, can be seen on the lower edge of the steel shell, but despite close examination does not provide any clues to the whole vehicle appears to be of substantial build. With much attention to detail, note the small side viewing hatch for the driver, and the small access panel on the engine cowling, and even the pendant flying from the front, carrying a Vickers machine gun mounted in a revolving turret. The armoured car required a crew of 3. This comprised the driver, a gunner, and an observer, who would probably act as the commander, who was also armed with a standard service rifle. Records show that this vehicle was built in the council's own workshops, and this other photo taken around the other side of the council building, looking like something out of Star Wars. This is another of the LCC battalion armoured cars. It is shown here entering the area of County Hall. The design of this example that has the registration Charlie Papa 50 is very similar to the vehicle above. Indeed, this is also thought to have been a Rolls-Royce limousine from the official fleet. Basing an armoured car on such a large and strong chassis has an obvious advantage in terms of space. Note the hand and face poking out of the back of the vehicle. Now, I don't know about you, but the armour on both of these Rolls looks very, very thin. It's nothing like the last video we did on the American armoured car, which of course turned out to be the Ford 1937 CEO chassis. I mean, that was thick and looked like a real war winner, and it did look like the Humber reconnaissance car, of course. It looked like basically a military vehicle that was made in a real military ordnance factory, whereas the Bentley in episode 1 and these Rolls-Royces, they look very thin. The armour looks very thin, like it can withstand rifle fire, possibly machine gun fire, if that. But obviously, look at the slogans of the day: make, do, amend. And of course, and the thing is, unlike the American Home Guard, most of the Home Guard only had steel plates to hand. I mean, it does make you wonder if they bolted a few of these on at once in a certain area. It would obviously give a lot more protection, but then would the suspension, would the chassis stand it on some of these cars? And the answer is probably not, unfortunately.